So the 3:2 ratio, it's like, the best of both worlds, where you get a narrow view when compared to a 16 by 9 configuration, and it's a slightly fatter view when it's compared to a 4:3 configuration, like based on the old TVs. And what I like about this 3:2 aspect ratio, it's perfect because you can watch your movies and whatnot, and play your video games and do your work, or it really feels like a conventional book, notepad when you're taking notes. Um, you know, and as you can see here, the experience is, I honestly think I am, using a conventional pen and paper. And as far as this feels, it really feels like a pencil. It has the feel of a pencil and the weight of a pencil, which again, either you have the improved screen and then the more realistic feel of the pen, and then the 3:2 aspect ratio. This is really good for many applications. I can see this being used in, like, in factories, especially in hospitals when you're taking notes, or if you're just in school and you're just doing notes. And as you can see, I'm showing off my math skills here. Um, let's see, 3x is equal to 12 minus 6. Ooh, 3x is 6. X is equal to 2. All right, it's lovely. I really love this device. This, because of the Pixel Sense technology, there are 1,024 levels of detection in terms of pressure sensitivity. So while I'm writing, the harder I press, as you can see, the thicker the line. When I don't apply the pressure, the line is thinner. When I apply it, it's thicker. Here, let me come closer to the screen, and you can see what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to draw a line, and it's very thin. I'm going to press harder, and as you can see, it gets harder. And let me see if I can increase the thickness so you can really see what I'm talking about. So here we go. I'm going to draw a line here, and I'm going to apply the pressure, and as you can see, it gets thicker and thicker and thicker. And then I get level. So it's perfect if you're like, and I'm definitely not an artist, but if you were an artist, you can really. So again, I was talking about using this in the hospital, or using this, in school. If you're an artist, this is definitely, if you want the best electronic tablet out there in the market with a stylus for those of you who are artists. And as you can see, I am definitely not an artist. I draw like a 5-year-old. This would be perfect for you as well. And I can draw all day here with this, right? That's supposed to be a tree, by the way. So in summary, when it comes to the writing and sketching experience, you have the Pixel Sense technology, you have the new stylus, you have the 1,024 levels of pressure sensitivity, all that built into this new and improved tablet. That equates to an exceptional writing and sketching experience, bar none. Now let's look at the Surface type cover. There have been some improvements over the previous model. So first thing you're going to notice when you look at this is the fact that the spacing between the keys is wider. And of course, that makes it easier for you to identify which keys you're typing when you're typing. And the actual plane is thicker and more rigid. So the rigidity, the extra stability that you got from the previous model is still here as well, and that the lip actually of the Surface type cover touches the bottom end of this tablet like this, and it clips into place, and you have that stability. That way you can have this on your lap while you type and it won't wiggle around. The touchpad is a bit bigger, it's wider, and it's actually coated in a glass glass type material. I believe the previous model had more of a plastic material, plastic feel to it, but this is more of a glass surface. Now the Surface Pro has pretty much all the same ports as its predecessor, and pretty much looks the same, other than the larger viewable screen size. It has all the physical attributes of the previous model. So again, here you have your 3.5mm jack on the left side. Along the top we have our power button, and we have our volume rocker button there. Of course, along the side here you have your this is your USB 3.0 port, and then you also have your mini display port, and then there's also the Surface Connect port, and there's also the back here. If you remember, one of the features I loved about this, you have your patented kickstand, which can move to many different angles, and right here, nestled quietly away, is a little port right here for your micro SD card for additional storage. So they maintain all of those nice features. This model I have is the i5 128GB version. So speaking of that, that's a great segue into the available models you can get of the Surface Pro 4. Now there are 3 models that you can choose from for the Surface Pro 4. The bottom or base model is the Intel Core M3, where M stands for M is the letter M in Monday, so Intel Core M3. So that model, that's the low end one. It retails for around $1,179, and it's designed to run basic desktop software, just like you would on a laptop, like Microsoft Office and stuff like that. And you can stream your music and your shows and watch movies and Netflix and whatnot. Then you have the middle model, they call it. That's the Intel Core i5, and that's the one that you're seeing here right now. And with this one, it's designed for desktop gaming. As you can see here, I'm playing one of my favorite games here. FYI, if you're interested in this game, I will have a link at the bottom of the screen where you can get this PC game. It's called Grid. Really cool racing game. Anyway, I digress. So the Intel Core i5, desktop gaming. If you want to do advanced photo editing, anything that's more graphic intensive, I'll recommend you get this one. This one retails for around $1,279, and then if you have more money to spend, if you have the big bucks to spend, the Intel Core i7, that's the big boy in this series. This is designed for if you want to do professional, like video editing, and you're using like Visual Studio and some pretty heavy anything that's pretty much graphic intensive, pretty much. The high-end model, the Core i7 model, the one with the faster processor, more memory, definitely good for you. The high-end model as well is good for 3D modeling, the i7, and if you have that money to spend, it's about $2,099 for the i7 model. So this version right now you're looking at, this is the Intel i5, that retails for about $1,279, and even the graphics on this, it's pretty impressive, and the controls are very fluid, as you can see. So it's not all about work. I love gaming, and I'm sure a lot of you watching this video right now will agree with me that gaming is a very vital element. And actually, you know what? I always find, you always find the specs on computers and whatnot, and you really want to know, is my processor fast enough to handle what I want to do? Good test. Put on one of your, favorite graphic intensive games and see how well it plays, right? Is there any jitter? Is the game responsive? How well do the graphics look? And this is impressive. This is a portable tablet that doubles also as a laptop, and you're using it. Has an Intel based processor, so it can run all of the Windows applications. And what I love about Microsoft is that they make sure that in their Surface line of tablets, whatever they do, it's backward compatible to the previous model. That being said, what I forgot to mention is that this keyboard, as well as this Surface Pen, is backward compatible with your Surface Pro 3. So if you don't have the big bucks to spend on a 4, and the 3, because trust me, the 3 is very good. It's a very good laptop. It's a little smaller screen, and you may even hardly notice the difference. But yeah, the quality of the graphics is much more impressive. They pack more pixels in there. The Pixel Sense technology is there as well, so this is great for sketching. It's an all-in-one device. It's more than a laptop, I think.